everybody, welcome back for another session of the Home Court series. I hope you're ready to play some volleyball today. We are still focusing on our passing, so I hope you're bringing your best digging game. Let's get some volleyball warm up. Let's warm up those legs and bums. They're gonna be burning a little bit today, so hope you're ready for it. So let's get to a nice and wide stance. Let's put two little household items next to us. Toss our ball, touch each item one by one, and catch our ball with two hands. Let's do 30 of that, and when you're done, let's move on to digging that ball up, and 30 of this one as well. And now let's move one of the items a little further so we cannot reach it without stepping, and repeat what we've done before, 30 of the catches and 30 of the digs. I really hope that you are much faster than me. You are in your teens, so you absolutely should be like the thunder. We haven't volleyed for a while, so let's just have 60 little control touches on the wall, one short and one bit higher alternating. As I said earlier in the beginning of the practice, we are going to be back to our passing. We are going to add some more stuff, so please make sure that you have done everything perfectly in the last session. If you have missed last session, go back first to that and then you can move on to today. So let's go through some bits and bobs that are going to be important today as well. Let's start practicing taking the energy away from the ball. We've done this last time. Make sure you get to a nice and low stance. Try to catch the ball with your forearms without it bouncing off of your hands. 30 times. And let's repeat it with a little dig to ourselves. Let's do 30 of this one as well. Make sure you start in a neutral position and throw your ball on the wall and have a little control dig with absolutely straight elbows to yourself. And let's make it a little harder. Step out with the opposite foot to your throwing hand and an overhead throw onto the wall, nice and strong so the ball comes back at you quickly, and have a little dig to yourself. And when you have done this 30 times as well, let's move on to volleying that touch onto the wall. So you need to be able to control it enough that it comes just above your head. Nice and easy underarm throw, wrists looking back in a right angle, triangle to square with the fingers, and make sure, please, when you dig, your elbows are completely straight. You're not bending them. If you have been doing well, you can move on to overhead throw again to make it a little harder for yourself. If your ball goes a little bit left or a little bit right, make sure that you move your feet and get right underneath your ball, placing it to the top of your forehead. And when you're done with your 30, let's do it continuously. Make sure that your volley goes straight, so make your own job difficult. Nice and strong volley on the wall and lift it up to yourself. So if you're comfortable with last session's content, let's move on to this session. We are going to be working on passing when we're moving. So as I said in the last session, the opponent team is going to try to serve at us super fast, very close to the net, but they also are going to try to serve next to us, not right at us. They're going to try to make our job as hard as possible. So there are some key points that we have to go through before we do that. Firstly, before anything is done, you need to be in a very nice and wide stance. And when you have to move, you have to make sure if you move right, you're gonna have your right foot in front. If you move left, you're gonna have your left foot in front, and that's because we want to bring the ball back towards the middle. If the ball comes to our left and we just turn out, our ball's gonna go everywhere. So as long as we are not in professional volleyball, we are really trying to put those shoulders behind the ball and face our target. So if my ball comes next to me, I'm gonna step behind it, and I'm gonna turn a little bit so I can bring my volleyball back to the center of the court. And let's get moving. Make sure you put your two household items about a step away from each other. Throw your volleyball on the wall and do the catching drill again, but this time make sure before you meet with the ball, get to a complete stop. That ball needs to be between your shoulder and the wall. If it's next to you, it's gonna go everywhere. You can always check your feet and your shoulders that they are looking at your target. You're not looking sideways. You're looking back towards the center of your court again. And now let's have a little dig to ourselves. Let's try to control that ball. And you can really check for yourself if your feet and your shoulders are looking at the right direction. And you can check if you've got to a complete stop. Your body is not moving anymore when you meet with that volleyball. And now that you've done all of this, let's give ourselves a little bit of a target as well. As you can see on the wall, just right up here, I used some duct tape and I marked out a little X. That is my target. But if at your house you're not able to put up anything, you can just even imagine a little target for yourself, or just see a little dirt or scratch on the wall, whatever you can use as a target for yourself. And all the skills that we learned has come to a very big test. Toss your volleyball on the wall, make your movement, get to a full stop, make sure that your feet and shoulder are facing your target, your volleyball is right in between your shoulders and the target, and try to dig it back at the target. Good luck! And as promised, a little bit of strengthening work as well. Let's come back to the new season nice and strong and dynamic. So here are your 4 exercises, what you can do for the next week. Let's do 20 sit-ups. If you can't control your volleys, just throw them. If you can control those volleys, have volley sit-ups. And 10 lunges with both feet, nice and long step out, drop down and turn towards the leg that just stepped out, and a quick push back. And ball on the ground, hand on the ball, and let's do 10 push-ups with each hand. If you find it too difficult, you can go to the wall, step back a little bit and do the exact same thing, standing. And to finish off, let's do 20 jumping squats. You can repeat this cycle 3 times every single day. Well done to everybody who have completed today's session. I hope your muscles were burning a little bit. I hope you got tired, and I really hope that you managed to perfect your passing a little bit as well. Next session, we are going to be moving on to passing when we are in a lot of trouble. So make sure you tune back in, and tomorrow tune in to Coach Minnie's yoga session to stretch all those muscles that got really sore this week. Bye everybody.